What's going on? Once again, it is Phil Bailey, and I am an architect major at Academy of Art University. This week, it is April the 6th, 2013, and I have tons of updates for you guys in the life of Phil Bailey. First and foremost, currently listening to Spotify. I really like it. I might do a subscription. Who knows? I think it's way better than Pandora so far. Um, on an educational note, um, first of all, no. Let's rewind a little bit. I'm going to Portland on June 6th, 2013. My best friend is getting married. Shout out to my best friend, Randy. Love you, bro. It's quite crazy because I've known this guy since freaking, I would say, second grade. I don't know how old I was in second grade, but, I never would have imagined the day that he used to get married and he found somebody, and it's just crazy. So I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go get emotional and stuff like that, because being a cancer and all, that tends to happen. But anyway, I'm so excited. I'm going to Portland. Um, Currently, where I live in the valley, there's no real beach nearby. I guess Palm Springs is kind of nearby, but I usually go to LA if I want to go to the beach, and there's like nowhere to really hike. So I'm definitely looking forward to moving up to San Francisco, and um, so that's cool. So, so I'm going to Portland on the 6th. I'm going to the expo on June 22nd. It'll be my first time actually being in San Francisco other than going to SFO. Um, I'm going to meet my professors and my advisors and other people, other department heads. Um, what else? Yeah, I'm just really excited. Like, I'm working on portfolio stuff. Uh, my sacred geometry for my final. Working on all kind of cool projects. Um, Funny thing, but true story is I've actually been having dreams about sacred geometry, and I've been wondering, and I asked some of my peers, like, have you guys been dreaming about this stuff? Because, I mean, apparently it's just so integrated into my life now that I'm always dreaming that I'm designing something in sacred geometry, and I think that's pretty darn cool. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about professors and getting to know your professor. Um, what else? Inspiration, competition, um, speaking up when you think that something may be weird with the modules or the online system, because sometimes it is the online system's fault for things going wrong, or if questions look weird, maybe they're just poorly written. That's not impossible, guys. I mean, humans write the content, and sometimes they don't always check them as frequently as they should. I'm actually ordering a Brita filter because I really don't like bottled water. Bottled water is a really big scam. Um, I don't care where it says the water is from. It costs more to produce these bottled waters than you're actually saving, and all the plastic goes in the landfill, and it, I'm just not a big fan of it. So I'm gonna go back to getting my Brita filter. So anywho, um, I've experienced my first professor critique. That was an audio critique, and this was for my sacred geometry class. And before this, the professor seemed very distant, like he didn't really discuss much in the class. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. Well, come to find out that he's the observant kind, and it makes the class more emergent than a spoon-fed, here's the content, this is how it should be. A lot of these classes want you to learn by doing, learn by innovating and experiencing the art and the technique firsthand. Um, and it's unfortunate that they don't explain that to us right away when we start the class, but just think about that from now on. Think about every class being an emergent style of learning. You're going to be painting in new techniques. You're going to be using clay and uh, AutoCAD or 2D work, Illustrator, Photoshop. You're going to learn all these different pieces of software. So if you haven't already dove into learning the software on your own, do it, because you don't want to wait till the week of the class that's like, oh yeah, well now you got to do some stuff in Illustrator. You don't want to go there. You don't want to have to do that. Um, so the audio critique was great. It really gave me an insight to who the professor was. It showcased his art, passion, and love, and he was able to critique my work and relate me to other artists, which was quite cool. That now I can go and look up these other artists and see, oh yeah, that does look kind of like me. Um, Inspiration. We all lose inspiration at some point in the semester. And the cool thing, what I've noticed when monitoring our group, our community at AAU on Facebook and on Google, I've noticed that a lot of students have had so-so semesters this semester. And a lot of the lack of inspiration has happened toward the end or second half of the semester and not the first half like it was last semester. So I thought that was really cool. Um, so how do you find inspiration? Um, I cut my hair. I buy things off of eBay and Amazon, and I order pizzas, and I make tea. I dress up and I wear scarves and my prosperity necklace, which I'm going to talk about that in a second too. But pretty much what I realized is you have to manifest inspiration on demand. You can't just go through life thinking there's no inspiration, because then inspiration will be nowhere to be found. What I do when I wake up, and I'm thankful for waking up every morning, is I figure out what I want to do for the day, or what I want to do for the week if it's a Monday, um, and try to set a small goal that if I achieve it, it's because of me setting that goal and the passion behind that goal and the purpose behind setting the goal. So, um, what should I say? Um, so yeah, I mean, just find it. Not find it, but create it. Like if you don't have inspiration, create inspiration. Tell yourself, I'm gonna create inspiration by dressing up, looking good, smelling good. I'm gonna go work out, and I'm gonna be inspired to do something. I think it's really a psychological thing, and there's a term that's called a trigger, and a trigger can either set off a emotional reaction or a physical stimulant or something like that. And so make the trigger something like, I'm going to drink a bottle of water, and that's going to trigger an inspiration for being healthy. So whenever you drink bottled water, you're going to tend to feel healthier and feel more health conscious. I feel healthier already. It's in many ways like a placebo effect. Um, and so for prosperity, this is my prosperity necklace, and some people refer to it as a dog collar, whatever. Um, but the cool thing about this is it's 300 feet, sorry, it's 100 feet of 300-pound cord for climbing. It's not climbing regulated, but if I was in a survival situation, I'd be able to use it to lower or to climb up something if I wanted to or needed to. You may be camping and need some extra wire. I'm a very outdoorsy kind of person, so I have those outdoor kind of etiquettes, I guess. Then I've got a Prosperity Rock stone that I got on a hike. This was before I went to Yosemite, and actually I was hiking with my good friend Alex, who is a software engineer. He took me to a place called Dog Mountain and Mount Defiance, which is the highest point in the Columbia Gorge in Portland, or near Portland. I have a grain of rice inside of this capsule that says MCM Phil Bailey, name of my company. So I always carry this with me physically, even though I carry it with me um, in the present. I'm going to get some more songs. I gotta figure out a good song though. I'm gonna hear my favorite song again as soon as the advertisement goes off. Okay, so it also has, like I said, a grain of rice with my company name. So I carry it with me physically and mentally. I've got some centavos from the Philippines. I was in the Philippines for 3 months in 2010. Oh Lord, I was there for some relationship type stuff and some InMotion travel guide type stuff. Definitely check out my InMotion travel guide channel. I'll embed the link somewhere up here in the video. That's where I do all my outdoor climbing and adventures, and you can see some of those videos from the Philippines there. It was a very cool experience. So oftentimes I'll just create prosperity. I'll create inspiration. I work on ideas all the time. Sometimes I'll use a book as little as this, a little moleskin book, and I will title it. This is actually titled Feng Shui Journal, and started it May 21st, 2011, and I date things and I write notes of prosperity. I write down ideas, I sketch ideas. Here's actually a software diagram for something very, very geeky and techy for MCM. And here's some ideas that Leilani helped me with for a new trend in fashion with typography. Oh wow, look at that. KE. Here's actually this was my itinerary baggage stamp from the Philippines with Korean Airlines and United Air. How amazing. And I didn't even know this was in here. That's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes I'll just put things in places that I know I might come back to it. Things that I know are very important. I'm not going to throw this book away. I'm not going to hopefully lose it. I've got a few of these that I have from the Philippines, and I just hope that my words and my videos can inspire people out there to, you know, really seek what it is that you want to seek, whatever it is your heart desires. Regardless of the economy, regardless of, you know, global crises and all this other controversial bullshit, realistically, you gotta live your life for you. You gotta do the art that satisfies you. Don't worry about satisfying the industry. I think that as long as you do the art that you want to do, people are going to be attracted to you because they're buying you and your work. They're not necessarily buying. They're not buying work from you because you have a degree or whatever. You know, they're gonna buy from you because they like your product or whatever you represent in terms of your service. So I guess that's all my advice for now. I know I kind of went a little bit on a roller coaster there, but I'm definitely very inspired, very happy. I'm not sure if I mentioned because I've tried to record this video a few times, but I'm currently using a 3-watt Cool-Lite LED to record this video with a small light panel. So it's pretty cool. You know, my little remote controls gotta stay forever geeky, but check it out when there's no light. Now I have one ambient light, which is a really shitty, probably like 35-watt light, and my camera does not like this at all. And this is a good camera. This is a Logitech C510. So now I've got some LED lighting, and I'm good to go. Phil Bailey. See you guys next time.